Welcome, everyone. There comes a moment when one must ask, what if everything I see, hear, and experience is not the truth, but merely a reflection of my own convictions? What if reality, as you know it, is not fixed, not immovable, but entirely malleable, shaped by the unseen world of imagination? Consider this. The world appears solid, yet science tells us it is energy. Your senses present limitation, yet history proves the impossible has always been achieved by those who dared to believe differently. What if the only reason things are as they are is because you accept them to be so? The greatest deception is not from the world, but from within. It is the belief that you must react to reality rather than create it. That life is something to be endured rather than directed. But the truth is simple. The world conforms to your assumption. When you believe in lack, you experience it. When you assume success, it rushes to meet you. What if you are not bound by conditions, but rather conditions are bound by you? What if the struggle, the doubt, the limitation are all illusions? And what if the moment you see through them, they crumble like mist before the rising sun? Reality is not what it seems. It bends, shifts, and reshapes itself according to the conviction of the one who dares to see beyond appearances. If you wish to change your world, do not fight it. Reimagine it. Assume the feeling of the wish fulfilled, and let the unseen become seen. The world you experience is not an external force acting upon you. Rather, it is a living reflection of what you assume to be true. Reality is not set in stone. It is fluid, flexible, and entirely shaped by the thoughts you consistently hold in mind. Your assumptions are the silent architects of your life. Every belief you entertain, whether consciously or unconsciously, forms the blueprint for your reality. If you assume the world is hostile, you will encounter resistance at every turn. If you believe success is difficult, you will always find obstacles in your way. But if you assume life is working in your favor, circumstances will rearrange themselves to prove you right. The key is understanding that reality does not exist independent of your perception. It conforms to it. Like clay in the hands of a sculptor, it takes the shape of your dominant state of mind. What you persistently believe, whether good or bad, must express itself in your external world. This is why two people can walk through the same life, yet experience vastly different realities. One sees opportunities everywhere, the other sees only struggle. The difference is not in the world itself, but in the assumptions they hold. When you grasp that reality is not fixed, but responsive to your inner world, you awaken to your true power. You no longer feel like a victim of circumstances, but the creator of them. The moment you change your assumptions, reality must follow, because it was never separate from you in the first place. Your world is not shaped by external forces, but by the lens through which you perceive it. Reality is not an absolute, unchanging structure. It is a mirror reflecting your inner assumption. What you accept as true in your mind inevitably materializes in your life. Think about it. Two individuals can face the same situation, yet experience it entirely differently. One sees failure, while the other sees an opportunity for growth. The event itself is neutral, but the perception of it determines the outcome. This is the law of consciousness in action. If you assume life is a struggle, you will find endless proof of difficulty. If you assume you are unworthy, the world will confirm your belief. But if you choose to see yourself as capable, successful, and worthy, circumstances will shift to match that inner conviction. The key is recognizing that reality does not exist independently of you. It bends to match your assumptions. The external world is simply a projection of your inner state. When you shift your perception, you shift your world. So ask yourself, what am I assuming to be true? Because whatever you consistently believe, life will make real. The world does not exist as something separate from you. It is a mirror reflecting your inner state. Every experience, every person you encounter, and every situation you face is simply an external manifestation of what you hold within. If you carry fear, doubt, or unworthiness inside, the world will faithfully present circumstances to confirm those feelings. If you assume people are untrustworthy, you will attract deception. If you believe you are always overlooked, life will provide endless proof of it. But if you embody confidence, success, and love within, the world will mirror those qualities back to you. This is why changing external circumstances without first changing yourself is futile. You cannot wipe away the reflection in a mirror without altering the original image. If you want to see something different in the world, you must first shift the thoughts, beliefs, and emotions you hold within. The law is simple. The state you persist in determines the reality you experience. A joyful heart sees beauty, even in chaos. A mind filled with gratitude finds abundance everywhere. The conditions of your life are not random. They are precise reflections of your dominant state of consciousness. This is the power of imagination. This is the power of the oppression of the opinions. To transform your life, you must learn to trust the unseen world more than the visible one. Live in the reality of your imagination, and soon the facts will change to match it. Everything you encounter is filtered through the state of mind you dwell in. A person who believes in abundance sees opportunities where others see lack. One who assumes love is scarce will unconsciously push it away, while one who assumes love flows freely will experience it effortlessly. Your senses are not the truth. They are merely the confirmation of past assumptions. They show you the world as it was imagined before, not as it could be. If you rely solely on what your eyes see, what your ears hear, and what your hands touch, you will forever be bound by the present conditions, never realizing that you have the power to change them. The senses report limitations. They show you a bank account with little money, a body in poor health, a world that seems hostile. But these are not permanent truths. They are simply reflections of past beliefs. If you continue to accept them as reality, you will keep experiencing the same conditions over and over again. The secret to transformation is learning to see beyond the senses. The most powerful people in history, leaders, inventors, visionaries, did not accept the evidence of their senses as final. They saw with the inner eye of imagination. When the world told them it's impossible, they held firm to the unseen vision until the world reshaped itself to match it. If you want to break free from limitation, you must trust what is felt in imagination more than what is seen in the physical. Assume the feeling of your wish fulfilled, even if everything around you contradicts it. Persist in that assumption, and soon the deception of the senses will fade as the world conforms to your new belief. Reality is not dictated by what is, it is dictated by what is believed. Stop looking at the mirror of the world for confirmation. Instead, change what you imagine within, and the mirror will. History is filled with examples of individuals who defied what seemed impossible through sheer belief. The greatest minds, the boldest leaders, and the most successful creators did not accept external reality as fixed. They believed in their vision so deeply that reality had no choice but to yield. If belief is strong enough, it overrides all obstacles. A person who believes in their success, even when faced with failure, will eventually triumph. One who believes in love will find it, no matter their past. But a person who believes in struggle will continue to experience it, even when opportunities are placed right before them. Your world is a reflection of what you assume to be true. If you assume you are powerless, life will confirm it. If you assume you are destined for greatness, doors will open where there were once walls. The secret is that external circumstances are never the deciding factor. Your belief is. So the question is, what do you believe in so deeply that reality must bend to match it? Hold firm to that conviction, and nothing in the external world can stand